Hey, what's going on, guys? So, we are back here with part 2 of my Crusader Kings 3 Tywin Lannister playthrough. Um, I lowered the volume of the music a bit because I noticed it was pretty loud in my last video. I'm not really the best at making videos, honestly, in general, because this is really just like a hobby for me. I'm not like a YouTuber, you know. I kind of just do this for fun. So, not to just throwing that out there in case I make any kind of obvious audio or video mistakes. Okay, but we're just gonna jump right into it. Where we left off, we overthrew the Mad King. Robert is the king of the Iron Throne, and he is married to Cersei, and they have one child, my grandson, Barristan. I think it's Robert's child. Could be Jaime's, who knows. But I think it's Robert's. But either way, we're kind of just going along here. I believe we made an attempt to recover our ancestral Valyrian steel sword, Bright Roar. Failed in that attempt. I think you can kind of just spam that decision once every 10 years as long as you have the 500 gold to pay for it. So I think I'm going to save my money before I do that again, but I am going to try it again at some point, as soon as I'm able, I guess. Depends on if I have an influx of money. Let's bump this time up a little bit. Computer's a bit slow. This mod is pretty taxing on my my computer. I don't really have like an optimal setup, I kind of just, I guess you could say I'm somewhat of a gamer. I am uploading YouTube videos of myself playing video games after all, but at the end of the day, I don't have like some crazy PC, so yeah, you're just gonna have to deal with it like I do. Not much really going on right now. I actually did jump in and play a game in my own time off camera as the Boltons. See how slow this is. I swear it's not this slow when I play alone. I did a game as the Boltons, and it was pretty cool, but I didn't finish the game or anything, but it seemed like not really much was happening in the game. Not really much events, and I don't blame, the developers. This mod is great. I'm not like throwing shade or anything. But it seems like and this is wise, they kind of focus on the major players first when it comes to flavor events and stuff. So like the Starks, the Baratheons. I'm sure if you play as the Mad King in the beginning, that kind of goes along. But yeah, so I think they took care of the major players first, and then I'm assuming that they're gonna add some more detail and flavor to like the minor lords later. So I'm just working on that assumption. See, like right now, kind of just playing a regular game of CK3 right now, which, it's to be expected. This mod did just come out after all. Am I going to be at war enough to justify this? I think I'm going to go tax mine first, just to get my income even more than it already is. I realize that you start out with a lot of money and you make a lot of money monthly, because I think things in general in this mod just cost more than they do in vanilla. So you have more money, but things also cost more, so it kind of balances out pretty even. I see this is almost done being built, these leisure palaces. I'm definitely going to build something up when those are done in a couple days. Factions are good. Maybe I can just take a look at some of these other characters and see how the war really affected them. Stannis is still alive. Kind of weird that he hasn't been given Dragonstone. Instead it went to Lord Harbert here. And Robert is still holding on to the Storm's End and the Stormlands in general. So we'll see how that develops. My son Tyrion just finished a lesson held by Roland on the management of the treasury and the gold therein. Tyrion seems to have taken the lesson to heart with a reinforced sense of justice. So I can give Tyrion I am educating him in stewardship. Tyrion, remember, is betrothed to Lyness Hightower, secure an alliance with them. I am educating him in stewardship, so just is a great trade for stewardship, but I don't know if I want him to take that much of an intrigue hit, because I do want to kind of play little intrigue games as Tyrion does in the show and in the books. So you can either get that, greedy, which is good for making money, but it's kind of holds you back in some other ways here with piety, faith of the seven opinion, diplomacy, or callous. Callous is a decent trait. I do like that just gives you +5 vassal opinion though. That's pretty major. I think I'm gonna give him... Callous does have some... doesn't have any stress effects. Just characters usually get pretty... Yeah, you know what? Just is good, but I don't like that when I'm just, whenever I try to, like, you know, start a plot to kill somebody, I get, like, a massive bump in stress. I think I'm gonna go with Callous here. So Tyrion's gonna be a little bit of a colder character, I guess you could say. I could hold a grand tourney. That might be nice. Maybe that'll give me something to do. I noticed it didn't give me an event to determine the size of the tourney. If you play Crusader Kings 2 Game of Thrones mod, you'll know that you could have like a tourney for like all of Westeros, or like just your just like, you know, the Westerlands, like your section, or even just smaller, like to your local area. I noticed that this one kind of just threw me into a tourney. I don't really know how big it is. I don't know if everyone's coming. One thing I am surprised about is it doesn't seem that there's a way that I can get Jaime out of the Kingsguard. Force contraceptives, what the hell? That's funny. Okay, let's just see how this tourney goes. So what is this? They're ready themselves. This guy's a nobody. This guy's a nobody. I really only look at the ones where I know the characters are like they're from a notable family in the lore. Nobodies. Still the same guys. I gotta remember that the same guys show up. Nobodies. Nobodies. Celtigars and Bowlings. I think these guys are like Baratheon, or yeah, they're descendants of the Durandons, which is pretty cool. The Durandons, if you don't know, this is kind of some deeper lore. The Durandons are the former overlords of the Stormlands here, before the Baratheons came and took it over. The first Baratheon was actually a rumored bastard brother of Aegon the Conqueror, who is the original Targaryen that conquered all of Westeros and established the Iron Throne. So some pretty cool lore there, so I guess this guy's kind of cool. Tough guy, I kind of expected him. He looks like a Baratheon, you can even tell. Does he have a claim on anything? He does have a claim on Storm's End, that's interesting. And then the Celtigars, they're like minor of the minor characters. They have lands over here. I don't think they serve Stannis in the books, but... let's see who wins that. Probably I assume Duran is, yeah. These guys are nobodies. Valerians. That's interesting, I guess. I think I discussed them a little bit in the last video, their relevance to the lore. Looks like the Valerian won. These are nobodies. Proudwood sound... no, that's a nobody. Valerian again. He lost, okay. We got nobodies. Yeah, maybe tourneys aren't really such a good way to pass the time. Just clicking endless events that really mean nothing. Nobodies. Yeah. I think maybe the grand tourney, where everyone in the entire realm comes to your tourney, maybe that's not implemented in the game yet. But I think I am going to start making some more bold moves, maybe in this video. Invite you to a feast, why not? Let's see what kind of antics happen here. Maybe I'll declare independence, although I don't want to do that while I usually do that in the CK2 mod, when the realm is kind of already fractured, whether it's because of a civil war or someone else broke off. Usually, like, obviously in the one of the starts Oh, I've been appointed Ward in the West? I kind of just glossed over that. That's cool. It must be a minor title like they have in the CK2 mod. Oh yeah, I forgot that I'm Patchface, who I talked about him last game, is my squire, which is very, very weird. And I think actually him being Drowned God, hold on one second. I'll train him in swordsmanship. Him being Drowned God, I discovered, may actually be the reason why Robert Baratheon actually converted to Drowned God, which is something that happened in my first video. Pretty weird. Look at this prowess. He's got 56 prowess. Wow. He could probably kill anybody in hand-to-hand combat. Even maybe Jaime, because Jaime, yeah, he could waste Jaime, because Jaime is supposed to be one of the best fighters in this universe, you know. But yeah, Robert converted to Drowned God, and the only way I could see that happening, unless he did it, he just went into, you know, if the AI went into their religion tab and just converted, because I think you can just do that, right? See, like, I can convert to Warring Star here. I guess, oh, those are all, that's pretty cool, though. Look at that. It's like all the other faiths of the faith. It's Balorism. That's pretty funny. 6 counties follow this faith. Weirwood of the 7? This must be like a syncretic kind of mix of the faith of the 7 and the old gods. That's pretty cool. But anyway, what was I saying before? Oh yeah, I think the way that Robert may have converted to Drowned God is maybe Patchface, my squire, who was in Robert's court. Maybe he had like an event or something where he interacted with Robert and somehow converted him. But yeah, Patchface in the lore is a pretty interesting character, kind of a spooky character. Pretty interesting. A lot of he kind of like sings like creepy little songs, and a lot of people think that, and it's kind of proven in some cases, that he's kind of predicting what will happen coming in the story, and he kind of gives like ominous foreshadowings. It's pretty cool. But other than that, he is currently my squire and not doing so well at it. The court grandeur has improved. Let's take a look at my court. We have a little event here between Tywin Lannister, my cousin, Isabey, and Lenora Hill Lannister. I believe that's a bastard Lannister who is also my cousin, son of Lord Jason, who is my uncle, I guess. Excellent veal cutlets. You guys could read this if you want. I'm just gonna read it real quick. What's life all about? I fear that my quarters are enjoying themselves. I got mush in my mouth. I got a mush mouth right now. So this all gives me stress because it's being nice, and if you know anything about Tywin, he is not nice. So I think I'm just gonna let them be and get some more court grandeur for free. So yeah, we're gonna keep the time going. Let's see if there's any factions against Robert. Maybe I could take part of it. Nothing. No factions I can join. Okay. Nah, I don't want to go to some small tourney. I believe Feast Fires is somewhere over here. I'm kind of a Game of Thrones nerd in a lot of ways, if you haven't noticed. So like I know like, I mean I'm pretty good at geography in real life just because I play so many, you know, like Paradox games and like map games and Total War games, stuff like that. And also just because I think geography, even outside of video games, is just pretty fascinating. So I always kind of was good at it, but it's kind of even more like, I think I'm better at geography in real life than in Game of Thrones, but most places, if you just tell me the name, I know where they are on the map here, so that's how much of a nerd I am, I guess. Some moments must be recorded for this. Seems like interesting. The time that King Aerys II of the Iron Throne and I became rivals is one of them. It might be a painful memory, but someone has to pass it on to the next generation. I may not be a good writer, but with time and effort I could pen something myself. Then again, my dear friend Kevin, who is my brother, is so much better at writing than I am. Surely he would help if asked. So I can get an artifact here for 300, 150, and I get an artifact, and Kevin becomes my best friend. He's already my friend. Well, what's the benefits? Is the artifact better if I do it myself? Or is it just that I lose out on getting him as my best friend? Because I kind of want to do that. I think I'm just going to do that. But do I get that artifact? What is this? Probably just rabble-rousers. Oh no, looks like an actual honest-to-God revolt coming up. Liberty faction. It is. I think I do have absolute ground rule. I think that was the default when I started playing. I don't know if that's the default for every ruler or every Lord Paramount, but that is what I have, and I'm not gonna lower it. So, yeah, it's probably gonna cost around. Let's try to help patch face horse ride. Seems like he's just not good at anything. What can I petition Robert for? I love this. This is super cool. How they have the whole Iron Throne here. Oh, it looks like Prince Lewin of Dorne survived the battle. If you know anything about the Martell lore, you know he's a pretty cool dude. One of the, also considered a great fighter in the universe. We got Balon of the Iron Islands, which is kind of funny that he's like here. I guess he's the captain of Robert's household guards. Oh, well, you know what? That actually is interesting because of course the Iron Islanders, the Ironborn, are the main Drowned God guys, and Robert himself is Drowned God. Maybe that's how it happened. Maybe he appointed Balon and there was an event there. Either way, I think it's safe to say the Greyjoy Rebellion might not be occurring in this playthrough because they're both the same religion. I mean, he must be pretty psyched, pretty stoked to have a member of his own weird, drowned, something pagan, weird thing, religion on the Iron Throne. I can't imagine that's gonna, like, make the Lords of the Seven Kingdoms very happy, but whatever. Deliver a petition. What can I get for this? I mean, I might as well do it. I can get him to dismantle a faction. You know what? Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do it. So I am escorted to King Robert's throne room where he beckons for me to approach and address him. I summarize the events which have led to the open treachery of Lord Andros and his Liberty faction. After listening to the speech, he sits in silence for several moments as he mulls my petition over. Eventually he addresses me. You make some good arguments, but if I'm to agree to your request, I will need something in return. Surely you would see it would benefit both of us if we came to an arrangement. Other means, I can just give him money, and they all leave the faction. I get renown, he gets renown. I mean, I am kind of swimming in money. Might as well just pay him off. Lose that faction, right? Yep, gone. Haha. And now they can't join factions for 5 years, I believe it said. Good, good. Well, I never built anything after this was finished building. I want to click on the actual Casterly rock. More fishing net weavers for more tax might be a good idea. But at the same time, I kind of want to get my levy numbers up. So maybe I think I'll build... Oh, this must be a special building, Casterly rock. Maybe we could just read this real quick. Said to be 3 times the height of the wall. I don't know about that. The massive Casterly rock is the source of House Lannister's wealth and power. The mountain is home to an abundant supply of gold, and thousands of years of mining have filled the rock with tunnels that now form hallways, rooms, and courtyards in one of the largest castles in Westeros. Interesting. Kind of seems like a bad idea to me to plug a bunch of holes underneath your castle's foundations, but that's just me. Why is this giving me so little levies? Only 63 levies? 50 for military camps? That's kind of weird. It must be something specific to the mod, maybe because I already have like a lot of levies here. Or maybe they want me to focus more on men-at-arms. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll construct a new men-at-arms regiment. But other than that, let's do hill forts. Like, Casterly Rock's already 18-4 level, but I might as well, I mean, what's the harm in making it even more? The most impenetrable castle in the entire kingdom. Well, I saw I had something here. Oh yeah, I do have an artifact, Memory of King Ares. Gives me some minor stuff right there. I'm already administrator, right? Let's do export subjects. Let's do that. Get some more, even more income. Why not? We can maybe raise some more men-at-arms units. I see the Outriders. I'm pretty sure they just renamed Light Cavalry, but they kind of used like the Game of Thrones-ish kind of name for it, which is pretty cool. Trebuchets, that's always good to have. I think I'm gonna bump those up a little bit. Maybe we can bump up our armored horsemen. Outriders, 400 seems good. Let's get bloody ballisters. What is that? Considered a dishonorable weapon by some men of the Westerlands of no crossbows. Interesting. That must be a Westerland exclusive. That's pretty cool. Why not? Why don't we get some bloody ballisters up in here? Let's bump them up to 200. Lost some income, but I don't think it's a big deal. let the time roll. Let's see if there's any. I'm really just waiting for factions to start against Robert. If some time passes and nothing happens, I may just have to initiate myself. Because, you know, I don't want it to be a boring series where I kind of just sit in the Westerlands and, you know, build stuff and make minor adjustments. I'm not doing that. So I think if enough time passes and no one challenges Robert's authority directly, I'll just have to do it myself. And if I lose, I lose. I probably will if everyone unites against me, which would probably happen if I tried right now. Maybe I should try to kill Robert. That could be interesting. And get my grandson on the throne? Huh, I mean, that would benefit me. Although my grandson does have a negative opinion of me. Oh, because he's probably Drowned God too. Oh, man. That Drowned God thing is really throwing me for a loop. I am not going to a tourney. Is there a way to turn that off? I think there is. No. Nothing. Whatever. Spies informing about a hunter. Yeah, this is just a vanilla event. I can get more vigilant, or I could throw this dude in the dungeon. But I still get more vigilant. I mean, there's really no point in throwing that guy in the dungeon, I don't think. Let's see if the patch base has gotten any better. Let's try chivalry. Oh, you suck. I've been educating Tyrion. He's about to come of age. I'm interested, and then he'll be able to marry. And I'm interested. His wife is kind of an interesting character. She's greedy, gregarious, sadistic, and patient. Beautiful, drunkard. They'll get along well. Tyrion actually doesn't have the drunk trait. That was one thing that I didn't like about the Crusader Kings 2 A Game of Thrones mod, is that like within like 5 years of the game start, Tyrion would usually die of drunkenness because they gave him the drunkard trait, which, you know, makes sense because he kinda is a bit of a drunkard, maybe more than kinda, especially by the 5th book. By the 5th book, he is a drunkard, and as expected of a man like Tyrion, he achieved the highest possible level, and he got administrative courtier. And he is now married to Lynesse Hightower. With her kind of negative traits and her evil Ravener personality, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe she cheats on her new dwarf husband. One of the most, at least in the show and books, one of the most reviled people in the Seven Kingdoms. Unjustifiably so, but nonetheless, that is the case. So, yeah, we're kind of just rolling along here. I have to wait till another, 6 years before I could recover Bright Roar again. So, yeah, that's probably not going to happen in this video, but I was just thinking of something that I could do. Oh, yeah, maybe I should murder Robert. Let's see how successful I could be. I would be very, very successful. And you know what? I mean, it seems like kind of a waste while he has such a high opinion of me, but it's just nothing is happening right now. So, and I want something to happen. So I kind of just gotta make it happen, right? I mean, why not? This isn't my own personal enjoyment. This is for my audience's enjoyment. So you know what? Just for you guys, I'm gonna start murdering Robert. And no matter how this goes, whether he finds out and kills me or whether I succeed, we're just gonna roll with it. Because I feel like that is a Tywin thing to do. I mean, it kind of served his interests in the book and in the show to keep Robert alive for. Uh-oh. Alright, my involvement is not known, but he knows something's up. Although I still have a 95% chance. From domain, from organizing army. Oh, is it because am I his hand to the king? I know I'm his steward, right? Well, I guess I could look. I gotta go to council, liege's council. Yeah, I'm the master of coin. Mace Tyrell is the hand of the king. That's interesting. Mace Tyrell, of course, another prominent character. I wouldn't call him a big character, or even really a side character, but he's prominent. He's one of those characters where they're important in the world, even though they're not really that prominent on the text, or in the case of the show, on the screen. So my plan to kill Robert seems like it's pretty foolproof. I mean, it's not Master Hagon. Discovering the truth. Uh-oh, no. I learned about her secret. Interesting. Well, well, well. Tywin has discovered that she is incestuous with Jaime. Wait a minute. It says Jaime? Oh, no, never mind. I thought that was Jaime. That's Barristan. But she is rivaled with Tyrion. Maybe I can blackmail Cersei with that. To make... Well, we'll see how that... I'm going to let that secret hang for now. This seems to be progressing pretty well. 3 months. What is this? Oh, Tyrion had a child. Is he a dwarf? He is not a dwarf, but he is ugly. But he's also a genius, an ugly genius. Love to see it. I'm going to focus on Marshall for him. And maybe if he shows proficiency in something else, I'll change it. Let's give him a good... You know what? This is a name that a lot of former Lannisters had back in the day, and I always liked it. Maybe it's a little basic. It's kind of like a name you'd see in our world. But I just think Jason Lannister sounds pretty cool. Greetings, my impressive vassal. To become the Squire of Peace. I mean, whatever. Yeah, sure. What is this? Spymaster is coming with grave news. While we do not know who, someone is plotting to kill my son and heir, Tyrion. I put pennies on the dollar that it's Cersei. Here we go. Robert's about to die. My agents have acquired a discreet powder which leaves no trace when dissolved in drink. The servants responsible for refilling and handling Robert's cup. And if you know anything about Robert, the man loves his cups. Have been bribed to look the other way, and all that remains is my approval to smuggle the poison into his refreshing drink. A toast to King Robert's health. King Robert has died, killed by the wine he loved so much. My agent slipped the poison into his goblet and watched it dissolve without a trace. Only when his throat swelled shut did he realize something was wrong, but by then it was far too late. Fortunately, my agents slipped out well before the effects of the poison revealed that something was afoot. Cheers, King Robert. So Robert is officially dead, and my grandson is the King of the Iron Throne, King Barristan of the Iron Throne of House Baratheon. Now that I know for a fact that Cersei and Jaime are in a relationship, I'm going to go out on a limb. Well, I don't know, because he's got the black hair. So he's probably really is Jaime's, Robert and Cersei's true-born son, and not a bastard with Jaime. But it's pretty interesting. So Cersei seems to be genuinely upset. She's widowed. So maybe I think that might actually be their kid. But he is my grandson. So let's see if I can't do something interesting here. I could claim my liege's title. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought that wouldn't even show up. That wasn't. I was gonna say it said 51% of the land, and I was like, no way, I own that. So how do we proceed from here? I came up with this grand plan to kill the king, and I didn't really even have an idea of what I was gonna do after it. Let's think about this. So Stannis is now the heir. I do not want him to become the king. Let's see how Stannis is doing, by the way, because he's one of my also favorite characters. If I had to name my favorite A Song of Ice and Fire characters, I would say it's a toss-up between Jaime Lannister, Stannis, and he must be my really, really cool... Oh, and I guess Tywin. Tywin's pretty cool. And then there's a lot of other characters that kind of, like, I would consider, if not necessarily my favorite, then very, very favorable, I guess you could say. So, okay, I'll still be the Master of Coin. So I guess I need to figure out how this can benefit me. Who's the regent? Is there a regent mechanic in this game? I don't even think there's a regent mechanic in CK. Yeah, there is. This is Robert's bastard daughter. I wish I could become, like, regent. Is there a way I could see who the regent is? I think that maybe the mom just becomes the regent and Cersei the queen regent. Lady. No, she's just a lady. Still in King's Landing, though. He's still the Lord of, he's still the Lord of the Storm's End, but I don't think he has the kingdom title of, who's the Lord Paramount? Who the hell is this guy? Oh, okay, well I just got gout. And what is this? Oh, this is Hoster Tully, father of Catelyn and Lysa Tully, prominent characters in the books and show. Has been uncharacteristically friendly towards me. This change tone is indicative. Perhaps he could release my acquaintance Waymar. Who the hell is this guy? This guy's my acquaintance? Is this guy my vassal? How the hell do I know this guy? Sure, I'll just see if he wants to get out, I guess. And I have gout now, which is not surprised. It is the rich man's disease, or at least it's known as that. Okay, thanks for letting go this random child that you imprisoned. Glad I could help, I guess. Yeah, but for now, let's see if there's any factions that are bubbling up. Still nothing. See, like I said, I'm not talking bad about the mod. This mod took a lot of effort, and it's really great, and it just came out, so I'm not expecting, you know, that they made the greatest mod of all time just right away. But it seems like it's pretty barren of, like, unique kind of stuff to do, because I know, like, you know, it's kind of like you make your own game in Crusader Kings, but I feel like in the Crusader Kings 2, a Game of Thrones mod, they kind of, like, guided you to do certain things. Like, you had ambitions, you had, there were special events, you could go on adventures across the sea, you could send people on, like, you could send your kids on adventures, you could, like, go find a Valyrian steel sword, and, like, you went yourself, you didn't just, like, send some random scrub to go get it. Like, there was, like, a lot of stuff you could do, you know? There were, like, constant civil wars, like, something was already going on. I mean, I guess I'm just complaining because, it's been too peaceful, you know? It's like the Iron Throne is just together. But like I said, I'm not, what is this? Sure, I mean, I guess I'll be friends with him. It's only 23 stress. I guess it could, there are benefits, I guess, to having another Lord Paramount that borders me as my friend. But anyway, maybe I can negotiate an alliance with him. But as I was saying, like I said, I'm not complaining at all. This mod is awesome. And I'm sure it will be even more awesome with even more work. So yeah. Ooh, what is this? Overcome with drunkenness and lust, Leonella, the daughter of Lord Lyman of the Golden Tooth, who I guess was a vassal of mine that died in an accident, and I find ourselves alone. Whoa, this is... Well, I was just about to say that this is not very characteristic of Tywin, but then again, if you know what happens with him and Tyrion's love interest in the books and in the show, I guess this might be characteristic of Tywin. Let's make the most out of this moment. Yeah, being a lover, that's not, doesn't really seem like Tywin's style. I'm just gonna pump and dump, to be blunt about it. Subject that fascinates me as well. Yeah, sure. Wow, I'm making friends left and right. Tywin is a different guy than he is in the books and the show. I haven't really had much of a chance to be evil. Well, you know, aside from murdering the king and also sacking the city. But, you know, since then, it's just been all uphill. Look at this. Tywin's smiling. That's something you don't... you know what? They should not have put that in the mod. Tywin should not be able to smile. That is just antithetical to his character. Oh my god, now I am going to give it a negative review. I hate this mod. Now I'm kidding. So let's just keep this going. Let's try to train Patchface a bit. Horse ride? No? Okay. He's just worthless. I don't even know why I'm bothering. I'm just, like, I'm really just, like, I'm just sitting here raking in money. That's just all I'm doing. I guess I'm doing some, like, minor stuff. I did just murder the king. But really didn't get much out of it. I thought, like, that would cause some chaos. Like, maybe some people would rise up. Like, it feels like I'm the only one that's doing anything. That's really what it feels like. Peasant rabble, don't have to worry about that. Cool. I made Mace Tyrell like me. That's pretty cool. Sure, I'll have a pet cat. Why not? I am a lion after all. And we are going to name him... I don't want to name him Lion, because that seems... Oh, how about Leo? There you go. It's not just straight up lion. But it implies a lion connection. Let's hold court. Gesture for the first in line to approach. My Septon Balos now bows before me, eager. My lord, your lordship Casterly lacks significant steps, but the locals can pray and honor the Father above. House of Worship at Crimson Field. Oh yeah, this must be one of the like the empty, undeveloped lands, pieces of land on my land. 320, and I can get a temple built there. You know what? Why not? Lord Gawain of the Crag claims that the lordship of Highview, held by Lord Quentin of Withermore and sworn directly to you, is part of their de jure territory. Well, this guy's also my vassal. He further states that Lord Quentin is not even the rightful lord, and rather House Westerling. House Westerling actually is the leader of the Crag, but this guy's also a Westerling. What the hell? See, in events like this, and this is a criticism of vanilla CK2, this is really just the game itself. I wish when they had like all these land disputes, I could like go back. Can I do that? Can I go out of the map and like take a look? I guess I can, and when I come back, is it still there? Okay, well then my complaint is withdrawn. So this guy is the lordship of the Crag. Now, what is the de jure lands of the Crag? They own all that. And Withermore is this guy, and he's pissed because I guess he wants more of their land. Or let's take a look here. As such, he suggests that it could be relocated to Ellis. Family have been dispossessed. So he just wants a different Westerling on the throne. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't really care. The whole throne room falls silent as my steward Lord Roland enters triumphantly, followed by two struggling servants who are dragging a chained bear. Smiling proudly, Roland acclaims, "My lord, I present to you a gift worthy of the mightiest ruler in the world. Should have given me a lion. This magnificent beast was hunted in the forest of Browden, and now I offer it to you as a symbol of my devotion and unparalleled power." I'm sure my guests in the dungeons would love it. That would be a Tywin thing to do. Indeed, a mighty beast. The animal is killed for its hide. Looks dangerous and smelly. That's probably what Tywin actually would say, though. But what's the difference here? It's just like, I get Pet Monster here, 25 Dread. It's the same thing as this. Sure, why not? Okay. Time is still rolling. How long's it been? Well, I guess I can't do it. What is up with Tyrion's head? I mean, I guess it is book accurate. And our son, well, our grandson, already doing pretty good in both martial and in intrigue, which I like. Am I educating him myself? Because I should be if I'm not. I am not. My small hill fort is done. As my spymaster Lord Tybert accuses John, the son and heir of my vassal Lord Gerald, of impregnating his wife. Lord Gerald indignantly claims that there is no proof of his son's guilt, and even if it was him, it is surely Sansa's fault for being a loose woman. The argument is heating up, and I must do something. You will have the justice you desire. Well, let's see. This guy is my spymaster, so I want to keep him happy. This guy is not on my council, but he is a powerful vassal. So, and this is his wife. Ooh, come on, bruh. Well, they are friends. No, never mind. I thought that was the same person, but it's not. Yost Tybert. I mean, I really want to keep my spymaster happy, and this guy already doesn't like me because of the whole council thing. So I really don't see a problem with keeping my friends close and my enemies away from me. So I'm going to give Tybert the justice he deserves. But other than that, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think well, you know what? No. While my grandson's on the throne, see, I feel like in Crusader Kings 2, you were able to do like a lot more political maneuvering. Like, you could become the regent of the Iron Throne, and then, like, declare him, like, the king incapable when they're a kid, and then you could rule as, like, the Lord Protector of the Iron Throne. So, like, clearly you can't, they haven't implemented that kind of thing yet, but that is what I would be trying to be doing right now, if, that's why I killed the king. I kind of did that out of, like, reflex, 'cause that's what I would usually do in Crusader Kings 2 Game of Thrones. And then I would, like, assume power as a regent. But I guess I can't really be done. But you know what? Here's what I just realized. My grandson doesn't really even like me that much. He's a child king, allied with the Starks, who I don't like. Wait a minute, through Cersei and Benjen? Cersei married Benjen Stark. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. How's Ned doing? Still only has one daughter. Interesting. Is Jon Arryn dead yet? He died a while ago, I think, actually. 2 years. Anyway. This guy, he may be my grandson, but he's a heretic. He believes in the drowned god. Am I really gonna let myself be ruled over by a dirty, ironborn, loving, disgusting heathen? No. I don't think I am. So I'm gonna create an independence faction. And I'm gonna see if anyone else joins. And if I get a big enough following, or really any following, then I will declare independence. Now, I can't force anybody to join, and it doesn't look like anybody wants to join. Even though they all have pretty negative opinions. Look at these guys hate them. So I think I'm going to keep that running. But honestly, I think for now I'm going to cut it off here, because I'm kind of just working up to doing some things. That's really what this episode was. It was really just working up to doing things. Although I didn't see this. This is pretty interesting. This is the hand. I know this is like my castellan, who's basically the hand of the king. I could do oversee realm. Huh. Interesting. Oh, that makes sense. That's pretty cool. So you could like assign anybody to the castellan. Like, it's not like a specific skill group, and you can kind of change what they do based on their skill group. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. But anyway, as I was saying, I think I'm going to cut it off here for today. But I am going to come back and continue this, and I promise next time is going to be more eventful, because I am going to revolt against King Barristan here. And if you are interested in maybe more high-octane gameplay, I do believe that I'm going to be uploading a playthrough of Call of Duty World at War on veteran mode. And if you know anything about that, well, it's going to be me dying a lot and getting probably angry. So I'm going to be uploading that. I think I don't know if I'm going to upload it tonight, but I'm going to record it later and then maybe upload it tomorrow or something. But I am going to continue with this Tywin Lannister series. And next week, not next week, what am I thinking? I'm like a TV show or something. Next time, I'm just gonna do some things to make this a little bit more eventful. I think I'm gonna declare war at some point, maybe for independence, or if I can maybe find a claimant that I could somehow finagle my way into, maybe marrying off my grandson to a female claimant and then taking the throne and kind of ruling that way. Either way, I have determined that I either want independence or the Iron Throne, and I will be making substantial moves towards that in the next episode. So I will see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Peace out.